So like they just trashed our car. Like essentially
Will Barney pick up the phone? Will Barney pick up? Oh, I hope he does. I hope he does, chat. I hope he answers. Because when you call, I hope you pick up your phone. I hope you answer. I hope you answer. Yes, bro. How's it going?
Yo, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm good. I'm very good. All the better to be speaking for you.
I'm so sorry. It's so rude of me. I'm sorry to be late like this. We were just literally
worst guest ever.
At 7 p.m. exactly. We were timing. We've got a show tomorrow night, and it's like a live strip back. It's a So Far Sounds show.
Oh, and, I know them. Nice strip shows.
I've never done one before. So yeah, we were doing like doing the rehearsal for it.
How are you going to transfer your sound to acoustic? Because your production is always so like freeform. There, are we going to have samples live or something?
So my friend James Compton, he jumps for a girl called Mimi Webb, who's like
I know Mimi,
big UK pop singer.
Very cool.
So he's MDing everything. He's one of my like close friends.
That's sick.
We also play PlayStation. We play Call of Duty together.
Do you know that's so sick? It's a random tangent, but I was gonna ask because you've got a reference to ray gun in one of your songs, and I was gonna like, do you play COD?
Oh yeah, I mean,
to go like
there was a lot.
That's the one.
Yeah, there's a lot of Call of Duty action that gets that's going. Yeah, probably a bit too much actually, but yeah. But yeah, so he's taken all the songs and he's kind of translated it into this really stripped back set, which is just amazing. So it's him on drum pads.
Yeah.
And so he's got everything like sampled, and it's him, and then a guy called Alex Lanyon who's on guitar.
Yeah.
And he's insane. I mean, if you saw he's like Dua Lipa's guitarist. So if you saw her tour, if anyone in the chat
anyone know Dua Lipa?
Went to her world. If anyone in the chat went to her world tour, he's the like lead guitarist there. So he's incredible. He's really good.
I mean, speaking of Dua Lipa though, I reckon she rates you, doesn't she? She's a fan of you. I'm sure she.
Yeah,
she story.
Yes. Yeah, she has. No, she's yeah, the whole Lipa family are very have been super supportive throughout my music endeavors, you know. They run a festival in Albania called Sunny Hill Festival, and they always invite me out to that, and yeah, it's just a pleasure. They're just a lovely, very down to earth family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All love.
Yeah.
I've got a question in chat for you already from Peaky says, question for Barney. What did the song I Found You do for your career and playing on Big Weekend? Like Ready One's Big Weekend. I was watching a performance of that earlier.
Oh yeah. I think the song they mean is it Found It, I think. That was like one of my very first kind of festivals I ever did. So being invited to play that was incredible. I think the location of it was like somewhere out in I think it was in Middlesbrough or something. So
because Big Weekend moves around, doesn't it? So it's you never know what city you're going to get dropped in.
It wasn't the most luxurious place, but it was quite funny. It was like we were driving past these like power plants. It looked like they're from Springfield, and just like it was a really great day. But I remember we drove in and we're like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's do the thing. And we did it, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I love that.
But that was very, very early on in my music journey. So I had a lot of fun.
I mean, Big Weekend was in Coventry a couple years ago, so you could have had it worse. Could have had it worse.
Okay.
I'm allowed to say that as I'm from Birmingham, so I can make that joke. A bit of Midland.
Oh, is it? Oh, Birmingham. Yeah,
I don't have the accent. Hey, we're on the up. We've got Peaky Blinders.
You think?
And Jack Grealish and Jude Bellingham.
Okay. Yeah, you guys got some stuff going for you up there. We played one show, and so last year we did a tour. It was me and a DJ, and we were traveling around in a Mercedes. I bought this Mercedes, which we let everyone like draw on and write on after
was
each
it
show.
A G-Wagon? Like G-Wagon?
It wasn't. It was like I basically did it essentially because it was cheaper than renting a car because we just got. I love that. It was like 990 quid or something like that for a. So yeah, it's like a white 1998 Mercedes. It was actually a great car.
That's beautiful.
It looked like some mafia shit. Yeah. But essentially, every show we'd offer people, at the end of my set, I'd be like, "Yo, if you want to like come sign the car after the gig," tons of people always would, and the car would usually be parked out front. But in Birmingham, we were playing at the O2 Institute.
I know it.
And it was the only stop on the tour where we couldn't actually park out the front. So
yeah, because it's just Digbeth and it's all parking. I'm guessing you were like round the corner where they load in. It's like just no space.
It wasn't even there. We were further away than that. So I said to my DJ, DJ God, I was like, "Yo, you know what? Tonight, let's just not do the whole car shtick. I'm not gonna offer up the drawing thing. It's too far away from the event. Like it was like a 5-6 minute walk. It was just super busy. In fact, when we drove into Birmingham, someone had said to us, "Oh, we'll put your car on bricks, mate." So we were already like, "Oh man, like."
Maybe in Digbeth.
We didn't want any trouble.
Yeah.
You got to understand, on the side of the car, it said, "Fuck Barney Fletcher" on one side, massive red spray paint. On the other side, it said, "Barney Fletcher is innocent," massive red spray paint. The whole car completely covered. So we were like, it definitely attracted some attention.
For sure.
So we were like, okay, let's not offer it up at the show.
Yeah.
Finish the show, have a drink or whatever, go back to the car, about to leave. It's the only place where we hadn't offered it up, and the car was completely covered with actual like graffiti pen. So like they just trashed our car, like essentially with
the reason for that is that the area that you parked in is like a street graffiti kind of place. It's like graffiti capital of Birmingham. There's like, I'm sure you saw it. Like, there's actual street artists. So I guess if anyone sees anything in Digbeth with graffiti already on it, I remember I was doing a show at the Rainbow, and I was like, shit, I need to buy a spray can to do a banner. I managed to walk in Digbeth and buy a spray can within like 5 minutes, because it's just that kind of place. They just sell them in shops, like all around.
There we go.
I'm sorry about that though. Maybe there's a bad impression.
That's my only experience about Birmingham. Now we went. I was of the spirit of it. I respected it. Like the fact that someone like was literally, because we hid it in the car park as well. It was really tucked away. So I was almost impressed that they managed to find the car. So fair play to them.
Yeah,
but
they're resourceful in Brum.
And then we got some. Then hanging around with some exotic car dealers. This was like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Obviously, exotic car dealers are awake and active at 11 p.m. So I went over to one of them. He was wearing like a velvet maroon suit, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, I know you're definitely not a drug dealer, and that's fine. But could you help us? Remove this off the? You must have some white spirit in there or something." And yeah, they did help, and I filmed some of it. And then he came up to me and was like,
"Good for the tour vlog.
Delete that." No, he said.
It sounds like you found like a GTA NPC.
Oh no, honestly, you know what? That's exactly what it was.
Those kind of people.
But no, they helped us, and it was he got me to delete it from my deleted too. So he knew his stuff. But yeah,
that's amazing. I know you're a fan of Tyler the Creator and Odd Future because you were growing up listening to them. Is Mac Miller an influence for you at all?
Oh, Mac Miller, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got a mixtape called Faces, which I absolutely love.
That's class. That's the energy I get from your music. I think that's a common link.
Yeah, such a good mixtape.
It's class.
But yeah, I think, and I just like him. He's just like every interview, every video. I'm just like, yeah, just a guy I'd get along with. So
yeah, definitely. It's such a shame, man. I'm guessing you never got a chance to meet him.
No, I've never met him. I managed to see him live. I saw him live a couple of times. Actually, when I was in LA.
Yeah.
I think he just dropped that song with Anderson .Paak, so they did that song. So I can't keep on losing. I think it's called like Dang or something.
That's the one.
But so I saw that live, which was great. That was at Camp Flognaut, and then I actually saw him. It was like an intimate gig. It was like an MTV Unplugged kind of thing, and that was like. And I remember being like literally just like meters away from watching him perform, and that was crazy.
Talk to me about Bonzo Dog Band, because they're a bit of an older
influence. That's just who I listened to when I was growing up, along with a bunch of other like kind of 60s music. But the Bonzo Dog Band, they're kind of, if you were to listen, if no one's, I don't know, if people haven't listened to them in chat or whatever, but if you go to listen to them, it's kind of like comedy music in a way, but it's like there's just lots of characters, interesting. It's just very weird. It's very like, I think definitely as a kid listening to that, I was like, oh damn, like it's just so creative. It's just like there's it was funny, and not that I bring all of that, because it is pretty goofy like that, all of that music, but it is like, it's just so colorful, and I think lots of that color I try and bring into my projects, or sprinkle in at least. I just think it's good. I think in general, just listening to lots of different types of music is good to have, just for context. Just knowing that it exists is just like,
it's wild.
It kind of makes it okay for you to do it, you know. So
yeah, thanks for the follow, Bradley. It kind of reminds me of like Yo Gabba Gabba, but like really old. If you remember, there was a show called Yo Gabba Gabba, which is like a Channel 4 kids show that MGMT appeared on.
I don't
know if it was a kids show back in the day.
In all of my like rap music, there's always that melody is always comes first for me. So it's like, and I think for me, just like my appreciation for melody, so to speak, is definitely from the Beatles. Like, I live in like northwest London, like 10 minutes from Abbey Road. Literally at Abbey Road, like, not recording unfortunately, but I was literally at Abbey Road like literally 3 days ago.
The crazy thing is,
it's just insane being there.
I was there recording with a band who were just a really bad band, an indie band who'd paid to use the space, and it just felt so wrong. Damn. I was like, I'm in these hallowed halls, and I'm just with a band. I feel like I need to. I was doing like radio stuff, and I was like, I need to be positive because I'm interviewing them, but we're just listening to the mix of this single that they spent like thousands of pounds to make, and I'm just like, oh, this is bad. So we've got a mad one in chat. Someone in chat knows the Bonsai Dog Band. Ace Ambrose, who's actually my next guest on the interviews. She says that unlocks a memory. My mum used to play them for me as a kid. So that is wild.
There we go. I'm sure Ace Ambrose makes some awesome music. So
she does actually. check out Ace Ambrose. You'd really like her. It's very like conceptual. I've been loving the recent tracks from you, like Smell Real Nice and Parma Violets. I think you've got this like American Arizona road trip aesthetic to both the videos, which is really striking, and just some of the samples on Smell Real Nice and the kind of energy to it as well. It does feel like very. It fits that road trip energy. Was that tying in with what kind of the places you were in around the time you made those songs?
Yeah, well, we did do a road trip. I mean, we did literally in January, February. We did a 12-day road trip from New Orleans, which is East Coast, all the way across to Los Angeles. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Underestimated the size of America. You kind of feel like 3-hour car journeys kind of suddenly become like, oh, it's a quick travel day, and then but most of the trips were like 7-8 hours, and it's just like, it was pretty heavy, but it was good. We had a lot of fun. We hit New Orleans, went to Texas, Houston. We all kind of bundled in this kind of minivan and kind of did it, and then I came back and then recorded the thing. So it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I feel like it's a funny thing.
Yeah, we shot everything out there too.
It's a funny thing with you as an artist, because I feel like even though you're from Britain, was it Somerset originally you grew up in and moved to London or something like that? Or?
Yeah, well, so I was born in London. I was born in northwest London, and I grew up in my grandparents, who are Canadian. They moved across.
Oh, okay.
From Canada. And then we moved to Somerset at the same time as them. So I kind of grew up in Somerset.
It feels like your music.
My grandparents.
Sorry. Your music feels more like an American artist to me, and I like that, because I think UK, I don't know if you feel this way, but I think UK rap in some ways is a bit uninspiring at the moment, and I think you look at what's really going off in LA especially, and I think we're behind the times in the UK, and I think rap as a genre is probably going to go in a maybe more arty direction in this country, because I'm more into, I guess, what's in the underground than the mainstream of rap in the UK. Yeah, I hope so. I think the thing is with me, it's just like, I just like when there's color to music, like exactly.
You can just feel it. Like, it's just more interesting sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I do agree. I think especially like in London, like even when I'm looking for places to perform, let's say, it's like, oh, it's not like if you say rap event, then I'm gonna be rapping at an event where there's like guys who are like pull up in a band, like wearing balaclavas and shit.
You're not about the drill energy. That's not like no Barney Fletcher songs.
Yeah, I mean, I fuck with it, but I just don't fit in there. Like I don't think.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
Crowd wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it's like I've got friends and stuff who do that shit, and that's cool. But it's like it's just kind of hard to. But when you go to LA or anywhere in America, it's like it's a little bit easier to find. But no, I think you're right. It does feel a little uninspiring. I think there are people that are doing their thing at the moment, which is
for sure.
cool, like Essential C's and stuff. But I think even then, it's like, I don't know. I don't see myself like listening to like stuff like that. Like,
I don't think you'd get like a Danny Brown charting. That's the kind of thing. Like someone like a Danny Brown is really pushing it and succeeding commercially, and that's what I'm just waiting for in the UK. An artist like that.
Yeah, I think music in general is in such a weird place. Yeah. I think it's like the guys who are still killing it at the moment at the top of the game are still like your Drakes, Taylor Swift, your Beyonce. Yeah. These are people that have been around for like 10, 15 years. Like no one's really knocked them off
juggernauts
podiums yet. You know, Coldplay's. They've been around for ages. Like,
it's true, man.
Every festival is like, 1975 headlining. Great, they've been headlining for like the past.
They're not a young band anymore. As I can remember. I think they play the market that way, but they're not actually a young band anymore.
Exactly. Like, where are the great? Like, where are some new UK bands? Like, where's like, I don't know. I'm like, that's what I'm looking for.
There's a band called Lovejoy. I'm really excited about, and the cool thing about Lovejoy is they built a following kind of on Twitch because the lead singer did that, and I think they've come through unsigned and got a UK top 40 single. And I think we need a revival of the band scene in the UK for sure, because it does still feel like a lot of Arctic Monkeys clones, even in.
Honestly, I was not even in music either. I was speaking to my brother the other day, and I think he sent like a GIF from like it was like Dodgeball. And I was just like, that's such a good film. Like,
it's a great
film. Who are the Ben Stillers of the, like, who are these guys? Like the Ben Stillers, the Vince Vaughn, like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like those kind of characters. There seems to be like a pocket of these like great American comedians who are all in like films and it's already funny. And it's like, Chris Rock's like, who are the guys? Like, who have we got? Like maybe like Pete Davidson, but even then it's like, it's not really like in films like that.
We've got
I don't know. It's just like,
James Corden.
Like, I feel like things just before like the internet, it's like before like TikTok and stuff, it's like things actually had time to become like things had time to like grow cult followings. Whereas now, because there's so much stuff coming at us all the time, and everyone's divided between all these different like streaming platforms. Like you could go to anyone's house and they'd have a copy of like just any, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, fucking Night at the Museum or like, or like Zoolander.
Exactly.
Or something like that. Everyone would have like, but now it's like everything's so kind of saturated. It
is. Lots of little niches.
I know. Where are the greats? Where are the greats?
We need the greats to come through. I mean, you're someone who's got like a load of experience in the industry. So how do you feel as an artist in 2023? I think you spoke in an interview that I was reading about initially when you kind of get the lump of money given to you by a label, which then I guess you sign a contract where you have to pay it back, and it would actually be better for you back then to have the better people around you. Like where do you see the industry as an artist from an artist perspective at the moment?
I think lots can be done from your phone.
It is true, yeah.
Like,
TikTok
even like
even
making I mean TikTok, we love it and we hate it, but like fact is, like when I did like a TikTok for that track Backstroke and it did like 3.2 million views, like a label would pay so much money to manufacture that reach. You know what I mean? It would be, and for me it was like it took 10 minutes of recording. That's not to say you can make a viral video each time, and it's getting more and more hard to do so, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of power in social media now, and I think labels are very aware of that. And but I think that we're just in a time as well where people actually in the industry, like on the management and I don't know, like on that side of things, they like, I was trying to explain this the other day. It's like you have some people that think like, oh my god, you get played on BBC Radio 1 and you're going to check your phone, you're going to have 100 new followers. That's just not the case.
It doesn't translate anymore. It doesn't. And that's my industry. Like having worked behind the scenes, I know that.
But people think it does, especially somebody that's all like, oh my god, you're in the Telegraph, like new music. It's like no one.
Yeah, who actually reads that anymore? It's scary. It's like the kind of like, the old towers are crumbling and everyone's trying to keep up with it.
And I think people are kind of realizing that, but I don't know. It's I think the thing is we're literally right in the middle of such a it really is evolving, like the whole music industry. I mean, even things like your show, right? Like things like this are going to become more and more popular.
I
and,
appreciate
do you
it
know what I
a
mean,
lot.
it's like this.
What,
Yeah,
what,
like this is the.
I mean, all I
Yeah,
know.
I mean, this is the basis of.
All I
Yeah,
know from my
the
perspective is, you know, I've done radio for like best part of 10 years. Like I was started uni 10 years ago and found it there, and I started Twitch last year, and it's like in my first month of Twitch, I got more messages in from people than I did in 10 years of radio across like BBC
Exactly.
local, like community radio, because it's just, this is, you know, where the people are, and it is crazy how I don't think a lot of people in the industry like even know who say Mr. Beast is. I'm like, we don't even know the people that you're losing to, guys.
Yeah. No, I think I think it's really cool what you're doing, man. I think
Thank you.
it's exciting as well. So yeah, but you know what? I do actually have to dip off now.
Oh, you
as well as
mate.
my phone being on 9%. But
that is totally
but
cool.
that's been absolute pleasure speaking to you, man. Thank you for having me.
We should do a COD stream together at some point, Barney.
Oh man, I am down. I'm here with my friend James at the moment, who MD's who's MDing the show.
Yeah.
We'll do like a 2v2.
Sounds good. I need to get someone up. I mean, Declan McKenna had like a COD sample in one of his songs, Brazil. So I feel like I need to set up the Titanic clash of you versus Declan. 1v1 on Rust or something.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, easy.
Okay, sweet. Barney, it's been so sick chatting to you, and yeah, I love seeing, you know, what you're doing as well with Goon Records, and yeah, I think your music is a kind of breath of fresh air in the UK. So.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Big love,
man.
man.
I greatly appreciate that.
I'm hyped for your
we'll have
sounds.
to thank you. Yeah, we'll have to jump back on another time. Sorry, I've just realized I've been walking around this entire
I love it.
time,
It's
so
interesting.
I haven't made anyone in the chat dizzy.
It's great for retention, Barney. You know, I don't have to put some like little app mini game in the bottom of my screen.
Going?
He's moving. Look, he's moving. You guys.
No, Subway Surfer action. Yeah.